This episode is brought to you by Radio Mastery. Radio Mastery helps radio professionals to dominate their market and reach number one. Apply today at radiomastery.com.au. Well, 12.09 million, that's the magic figure that ARN have agreed to pay Kyle Sandilands as announced in yesterday's ASX announcement. When broken up, 3 million of that is redeemable now, with the rest of that figure being spread out across the next 3 years. Kyle will receive $1.5 million in advertising on ARN's partner platforms, but ARN will receive 19.9% of revenue from Kyle's new independent media venture. Kyle is not able to work for any rival radio networks for the next 9 months until March 2027. I'm more than happy to eat my words from the last episode where I said that I believe that Kyle will wind back up at KISS, but the real question now is who will be the one to get KISS Breakfast back up to number one. Kyle's also come out today saying that his show will feature music, live phone calls, talk, and some familiar voices from the Kyle and Jackie O show, most likely Hulk and Alfie. And to add on to SCA's drama, 3 breakfast shows have been axed, including Bronte and Lakey, Dan and Christy, and Triple M's Robbie and Carly. They've all finished up as of yesterday, and it's really unfortunate to see so many jobs at SCA gone, including regional breakfast gigs, which I believe is the real lifeblood of radio. It acts as a really good training ground for people wanting to get into the industry and to hone their announcing skills, as well as people who want to get into producing and start off small. Another bad bit of news for SCA today though, Extra Insights Survey 1 2026 for Emerald, Queensland has been released, with Hit 94.7 taking big drops all across the board, including a drop of 7.9 in People 10 Plus. It was a great survey for Resonate Broadcasting, with 4HI gaining 2,200 in QM and a share jump of 5.6. As far as I'm aware, Resonate Broadcasting is still up for sale, but who knows who will end up with it? Maybe Ace Radio, Capital, or the Super Radio Network. That's all still up in the air currently. But I do want to just say one last thing before I wrap up this episode, and this is Samios's say, sort of, for this episode. So if you look at the KISS 1011 and KISS 1065 websites, and I'm just going to get it up right now on my computer. If you go there and navigate yourself down to the breakfast page where KISS Breakfast is there's a photo of Mikey, Amy Gerard, and Brooklyn. It seems that they've replaced Nat's photo with Amy Gerard's studio photo. Interesting to see there. They haven't done that for Georgie Tunney or anyone else who's filled in. Bianca Dye didn't even get that. So could this be who's going to replace Nat on Breakfast? Nat's, of course, still the producer, but could Amy Gerard be permanent on Kiss Brecky? Well, for now, at least, as long as the Kiss Brecky show's still going. Oh, goodness. And even in the description, it says, KISS Breakfast is a fun way to start your day. Mike E is joined by Amy Gerard and Brooklyn, bringing your celebrity interviews, the latest info, entertainment, and biggest giveaways. Very interesting to see there. And I also find it really weird that they've cut the show back by an hour. Of course, Kyle and Jackie O were getting paid big bucks to go until 10 a.m., but it is quite unfortunate to see that the show only goes from 6 to 9. I think that was one thing that Kyle and Jackie O offered differently in the Sydney market, where they were one of the only shows that went until 10 a.m. I think that Nova still goes until, 9:15 or 9:30, which is a really odd time to go until 9:15 especially. But look, I do think that's the one thing that Kyle and Jackie O did offer differently. Whether Jackie O ends up back in radio, only who knows at this point. But I think that Kyle, if I have to put a pin on it, I think that Kyle will do a live breakfast show. Of course, it's going to be live, but I don't think it'll be like pay to listen straight up. I'm almost certain that he won't do that to start off with. I'm quite sure that he will do a sort of free trial, maybe for a few months, and then he'll do that napkin idea that the Game Changers podcast had, where he'll do a live show, most likely, I'm saying, in the breakfast hours. I'm more than happy to eat my words again. It's been a common theme this week for me. But look, make sure to follow us on Instagram at biz_audio, as well as LinkedIn and Facebook by searching Biz Audio. And I'll catch you all in tomorrow's episode. Can't wait. Gosh, it's been a very busy week. I didn't expect to hear of a settlement anytime soon.